Okay, so it's time to get into your chemo cleansing startup so you know which organs and what order and how to do all that. And in this lesson, you're going to learn, number one, which organ to cleanse first. Number two, the types of colon cleansing that are out there. Number three, the herbs for cleansing. Number four, supplements for cleansing. And number five, the best foods to eliminate toxins. So lots to cover. Let's get ready to go. First off, make sure you download your Chemo Cleanse checklist. So each and every lesson, we'll have a checklist for these sections, and make sure that you have everything in front of you and checking it off as we go along. Okay, so first up is your colon cleanse, because you have to understand that is the very, very first place to start, because we have to understand how chemo affects your colon, right? Here's, first of all, just a brief science, brief little anatomy, physiology about your colon. How your colon works. Typically on the left side, this is how the science books put it in. It's kind of crazy. They act like this is how it really looks, but I've never ever seen anybody have a colon looking this perfect. But as you can see, here's the human body on the left. Liver, stomach is behind there, and then an up-close look at the colon. So here's the small intestine right in the middle. You have about 20 feet of that. And then you have here the cecum. Here's a little picture of the appendix, just a little jot out there. And then this is the ascending colon here, which is located on the right side of your body. Your transverse colon, which basically goes right behind your belly button. And then down on your left side is your descending colon, right? And then out here is your sigmoid colon. Okay, so typically this is how I see it, and how most people in the industry see it. There's all kinds of issues, such as your appendix being inflamed. Could be that there's some strictures involved. There could be ulcers. There could be diverticuli, polyps. There could be issues in the descending colon, which is normally where I used to see them as a colon hydrotherapist, and lots of issues. This is really what happens when the diet is poor, and or there's been poisons coming into your system, such as with chemo, where your body just can't handle it and causes lots of damages to all parts of your body. So let's get into the types of colon cleansing. First of all, there are the three basic ones, which is your herbal laxatives, your coffee enemas, and your colon hydrotherapy. Now, I just want to rate these for you so you understand which ones are the ones that are typical that people use, and so you understand you can make a choice based on knowledge, right? So first off, the herbal laxative. This is the stuff you get at the health food store. It comes as a package and says, oh yes, for the next 7 to 10 days or whatever long they have, you just take these herbs and you clean out your colon. Let me tell you, this is the least effective, unless you maybe combine it with other therapies, but it really is the least effective. Number one is because the herbs have been sitting there on the shelf for who knows how long. You don't know how fresh it is. Number two, herbs alone are just not enough. Yes, I love herbs. I'm an herbalist, but it's not enough. You really have to combine it with other things. Now, I feel that the coffee enema is moderately effective. And the reason I say that is because the amount of water that goes into the system doesn't really reach all the way around into the whole 5 or 6 feet of your colon. And so and plus it's just a lot of work. We're going to talk about the pros and cons in a minute, but I just think it's moderately effective. And then the colon hydrotherapy, I feel, is the most effective. Yes, because I was a colon hydrotherapist, but also because I saw the effect that the colonics did for people. So we'll get into the pros and cons in just a minute. I just want to talk about the herbal laxatives first. So this is the one I recommend. The ones that come in packages and boxes you can get, but these are the three main herbs you want to look at that when you use herbal laxatives, such as what we're going to do for your cleanse, it should include at least one of these, preferably as many as you can. So Cascara sagrada is my go-to herb. That one has worked traditionally for me for over 30 years, and I learned from Dr. John Christopher that is one of the best herbs to get the most effect. Senna is good However, it's harsh, and when you take it, senna tends to cause cramping, and it's an aggressive herb, and I don't really like that so much. However, when I'm traveling, hey, if I can only find senna at the pharmacy, I'm going to take it, right? So, but for cleansing, you want to look for something a little bit more gentle. And the Cape aloe is lovely because the aloe is something that will get your liver cleansed and stimulated, as well as the colon, and it's a nice herb to get things moving. Now, let's get into the benefits of coffee enemas and what's the deal with that. First of all, coffee enemas will help stimulate the liver, yes? So the coffee is great when it comes up through your colon, not so much through your stomach. So many times people ask me, why can't I just drink coffee? And I'm like, yes, I know it tastes better. I understand you like it. However, it has to go through your stomach, and the stomach takes a hard hit with the type of acid that is in the coffee. The caffeine causes too much problems in the stomach and causes an imbalance, and that's not the way to go. So we want to get it through the liver, and the best way to do that is coming up through the enema, and then as it comes up into the colon from the descending to the transverse, it hits the hepatic flexure, which is on the right side of your body where your liver is, and stimulates the liver to help release the toxins, right? Now, the other benefit of coffee enemas is easy to use and it's inexpensive. So you can see the kit here. I'll have the kits in your checklist. It's easy. You just plug it in, put the tubing in, put the coffee in, and let it go. So let me give you a few tips because, yes, there's an instruction sheet that comes with this, but I just wanted to go through a few tips with you. So first of all, use organic coffee. All right. You want to use coffee beans that are ground up, that are organic, and you want to use fresh coffee. I prefer that versus something that's bought and again sitting on the shelf. The other thing is do a water enema first. So when you're doing the coffee enema and you're starting out, having just a plain water flush will help to kind of get things going. It's nice warm water, and it's getting your body ready for the enema and the cleanse. And that's a nice way to get things going along there. Now, the goal is to hold it for 10 minutes. So in other words, you see down here in the picture, there's a clamp, right? So this is inserted into your rectum, and you could use a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil for that to slide it in easier. And then here is the clamp. And all you have to do with the clamp is just allow the coffee to come in, or the water, allow it to come in, and it's going to come in from this bucket, right? It's going to come in, and then you clamp it off, you shut it off, and then you try to just relax and hold it in, because as you're holding it, that's when it softens up the built up fecal matter, any toxins that are built up in there, and it gives your body the chance to soften it up enough for it to flush out. So shoot for it. And you could just listen to music, you could have a book that you're reading, just something to relax you. And then as you're ready and the water is saying, hey, it's time to release, then you sit on the toilet and you release so that it comes out, right? Now, the other tip is to store coffee in your refrigerator. That's always a good idea, especially because it's fresh and it's organic. The other tip is to do this daily for your pre-cleanse and your 3-day intensive or your 3-day power cleanse, right? Because if you could do this during your pre-cleanse, you're really getting the most bang for your buck, because you have lots of toxins from the chemo, and it's a good idea to have it for your pre-cleanse as well. Now, the benefits of colon hydrotherapy is that you get deeper cleanse, you get better results, and it's professional care. So first off, because you're laying down, you can see here's a colon hydrotherapist and here's the table. You're laying on here, your head goes over here, your legs go over here. And what happens is as you're laying there, you're more relaxed. You have somebody massaging you. Your body is able to take in more water. So you're going to get better results. Plus you have professional care, someone who's taking care of you. Now, here's a tip for colon hydrotherapy. Find a therapist here at i-act.org, or that's a website where they have a list of the therapists in the world, actually, but mostly in the United States. Or you could go to Natural Awakenings magazine, and in the back there's a directory, and there's usually a list of colon hydrotherapists in your local area. Now, another tip is to make sure that you drink coconut water after your cleanse, whether actually you do a coffee enema or a colon hydrotherapy, to replace any lost electrolytes. Very important to replace those lost electrolytes because you do lose some as you're doing the flush. All right, so the best herbs for your colon cleansing are, number one is your fiber herbs, your psyllium, and your mover herbs, your cascara sagrada, your cape aloe, and your senna. Those are your two herbs. So let's get into that a little bit more detail. First of all, your fiber herbs is your psyllium. And the psyllium is very, very simple to use. 1 teaspoon, you mix it with room temperature purified water and 8 ounces of water, and you stir it vigorously, and then you go ahead and drink it down as quickly as you can. Now, it's good to take it 2 to 3 times a day, because that's going to give you a lot of fiber to cleanse out your colon. And it is also a good idea to make sure that you're drinking another glass of water after, because afterwards then you're getting more water, and the psyllium needs water to be the fiber that it is in your colon to cleanse out the built up fecal matter. Now, sometimes, this is just a side tip I thought of, when you're drinking this, I can't drink just straight water and psyllium. I'm a baby, and I have found other people as well have difficult times. So you could add a smidge of either grape juice or maybe an organic apple juice, some other type of juice. Some people add lemon to it, and that gives a little bit of flavor, so it's not quite so just plain tasting, yeah? Okay, so the mover herbs we mentioned, the cascara sagrada, senna, cape aloe, you could take one of those or all of them. I like to use this company, Naturelax. They go back and forth with different names, Naturelax, Nurturelax, but it's really the same thing. It has cascara, it has cape aloe. You take 1 capsule each night, and then you increase it by 1 until your bowel movements are better. So let me just explain that. When you start your pre-cleanse, you could take the psyllium, as I mentioned, every night. And then what you do is you take 1 capsule of the herb, and you're going to be done, right? And then the next night, you're going to take your psyllium again, and then you increase it to 2 capsules. What you're looking for is when you wake up the next day that you have a really good bowel movement, more than you normally see, right? Nor more than you normally experience, right? And so until you do, you keep adding another capsule. You don't have to increase your psyllium, but you do have to increase your mover herbs, okay? Those are the ones that you want to make sure that is moving the toxins along, all right? Now, on your power cleanse, you're also going to take the psyllium and the mover herbs both at least 3 times a day, because that way you're really making sure you're getting all that built up toxins in your colon moving along. So 3 times a day is when you're going to take that. Now, let's talk about the supplements for your cleanse so you understand. I've talked about probiotics already. Probiotics to rebuild the healthy gut bacteria. We want to make sure, especially after chemo, you have something that rebuilds the healthy bacteria. Now, you can eat fermented foods like sauerkraut, miso, tempeh. Miso and tempeh are, of course, soy-based, so you want to make sure it's GMO-free. And you also want to make sure that the sauerkraut you have is going to be organic, although most sauerkraut is fermented, and I have found it to be organic. Now, the probiotics, when you're taking that, you're going to take 2 capsules on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, 2 capsules in the evening, 2 capsules if you wake up at night, empty stomach, to help rebuild the healthy bacteria. Now, the cool thing about probiotics is that, number one, it aids digestion. So a lot of times on the bottle, they will say, take your probiotics with food because it helps to break down food. Yes, but we're also going to do it so it improves your bowel movement. So we're going to do it on an empty stomach. So you're going to take 2 capsules in the morning, first thing, with your lemon water on an empty stomach, and then the last thing at night. They have beneficial effects on your health, of course, because of the healthy bacteria. And it prevents harmful bacteria from multiplying in the intestine, because obviously the more healthy bacteria you have, the better it could fight the harmful bacteria. Okay. They can be ingested as food, as I mentioned, the sauerkraut, miso, tempeh, that's fine. But the main thing is we want it to reach the intestine being alive, good, healthy, live bacteria. That's the whole ticket there. All right. So supplements for your cleansing digestive enzymes. We talked about them before, and it bears repeating that the benefits of taking digestive enzymes before each and every meal, even before your smoothies, even before your juices. You need all the nutrients you can get. They're more nutrients, they're faster healing, faster cleansing. You're going to get better results all the way around. So take 2 digestive enzymes 30 to 60 minutes before your meals, and that way you're going to get all the nutrients that you need to get to your blood cells so you could heal faster and cleanse faster. Now, after your post-cleanse, your antioxidants are your vitamin A, C, D, and E, and your beta-glucan 1, 2. So this is the company that I recommend. It's got gelatin capsules. They have the bioflavonoids. It's been a good one to use, and you could go ahead and take that one. And then I'll have in your checklist all the other supplements that you need to take. Now, foods for your pre-cleanse, your 3 days of pre-cleanse, you want to avoid your dairy products, right? So no yogurt, no cheese, no milk of any kind, no ice cream, none of that, anything from dairy. People always ask me, what about eggs? Can I eat eggs? I'm like, yes, because eggs are from chickens. Eggs are not from cows. So yes, you could have it. It's just that I think when we go to the grocery store, people get confused because the eggs are always in the dairy department, right? But eggs are fine. You'll be okay taking that during your pre-cleanse. Your carbohydrates you want to avoid, like your pasta, your breads, your crackers. And I don't recommend salads, because they are hard to digest. The cellulose and the fiber from the vegetables is very difficult to digest. And I say, look, let's just steam your vegetables a little bit and allow your body to take a break from all that, okay? Now, the other food for pre-cleanse are high fiber foods that are easy on your system, such as your berries. So your strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, all those are great to eat in the morning. And then in the afternoon and evening for your meals, you could have steamed veggies like your broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Your dark leafy greens are fine. Your root veggies, your beets, carrots, yams are all good. You could have them steamed. It's easy and it tastes yummy. You put a little bit of olive oil, coconut oil in there, a little bit of sea salt, any kind of seasoning that you like that's herbs is fine. And that's it. It's pretty simple. You don't have to have a whole lot. Okay, so next step we're going to talk about is how to schedule your chemo cleanse. So let's get into that in the next lesson.